Hello, friends. Welcome to In Udder Words with Lacey P., your dairywest Farmer Relations Manager. On today's episode, we will be talking with Deena Benson. She leads school nutrition on our health and wellness team. Welcome, Deena. We're excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here, Lacey. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to dive right in. Deena, you have 16 years of experience working in school food service prior to coming to Dairywest. So with your combined experience, why is it important for us as Dairywest to work with school food service?
Lacey, that is such a great question. In my last couple of years, I've been with Dairy West. I've had a lot of time to really learn why in school nutrition is so important to Dairy West. So every time that a school meal is served, milk is part of the meal. Studies show that 85% of students are choosing to place milk on their tray, which means that dairy is a huge part of the school meal. Not only that, but dairy has other places on the school meal tray besides just that carton of milk. There's a ton of cheese and yogurt, butter, all sorts of different dairy products that we feed to our children, which is really great. It gives them a really great dairy experience right from the get-go.
That's awesome. I agree. That's such an important thing for us to make sure that dairy is part of the school experience and that our students are having that. So, can you give us some examples of what your work would look like within a school?
Oh, yeah, I have a really great example I'd like to share with you. We recently, through the COVID response grants that we did, were able to work with one of our larger districts in Utah, Canyon School District. So their child nutrition director, Sebastian, reached out to us through that grant, and we were able to help them adjust to curbside delivery. A lot of students before this happened were not getting their meals. They were learning from home, and this just impacted so many of our students. It was really important that school districts get out there and make sure that they are able to serve these healthy and nutritious meals to students. So we help them by supplying some shelter canopies, also some coolers, some reusable ice cubes and ice packs to make sure that meals were served in a safe way. This really helped them to be able to increase their meal participation. Well, that led to another way that we were able to partner with them at the beginning of this last school year. They found that as they adjusted to more in-person learning and hybrid methods, that they saw some challenges that weren't there before. One of the challenges was that they had a virtual day for all students right in the middle of the week. Well, there were a lot of students that really needed some meals on that day when they were on virtual learning. They provided these meals on the day before they had this virtual meal or the virtual learning day. They were able to give them a grab and go lunch. The issue really came that the students were not wanting to go back down to the cafeteria before they went home from school. So we provided them 22 mobile carts that were placed at the entrances and exits of these schools where they could give them grab and go meals on their way right out the door. No extra work, and this really increased their meal participation. Now, the really great thing about this is that we're going to also adjust as they're doing more and more in person and add an additional breakfast and lunch line with these mobile carts. Even better, next year, we are adding smoothie lines, and one of these carts in each of these secondary schools will be used to add a smoothie line. That means these students will have the opportunity to have a smoothie every single day. And we all know how dairy heavy smoothies are. So we're really excited about this partnership that we've been able to have with them. One other thing I really want to point out is that as our work with ThinkShift has progressed, we have added nutrition messages in all sorts of marketing pieces that we've been able to put out in our schools. And we did this with Canyon districts as well. So they get all these messages that making good, healthy, nutritious choices impacts their lives and builds healthy bodies.
Wow, Deena, you are doing such impactful work. I can't even imagine all of the students that are really being fed because of the work that you're doing. It's amazing. So thank you for all of that. What are some opportunities to expand the work you're doing to some other schools?
Oh, wow. I'm really glad that you asked this because this is where I get really excited. We just recently opened up some grants called our Power Up Packs. It's kind of taking your child nutrition programs to the next level, which ThinkShift has helped us develop the most amazing marketing packages. Look forward to board meeting because you'll get to see these in action. These grants are all inclusive. They have every piece of equipment that schools will need, as well as the resources, the support, and the marketing to ensure that these programs are going to be a success. With these ones, this really expands to every district director across our whole region. Any one of those district directors is able to apply for these grants. Each one of these also has a really great dairy component to it, which means that we are impacting our students and adding more dairy to every single tray through every one of these grants that we give to these schools.
Great work, Deena. You're doing so many impactful things to really help amp up that nutrition for all of our students. And you're doing such a great job. So thanks for being on the podcast today. I really enjoyed learning about all of the work you're doing in school nutrition.
Thank you so much, Lacey, and thank you to our amazing farmers who make this impactful work so possible. You are amazing.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us on today's episode of In Udder Words. Go out and milk your day for all it's worth.